I'm going to start this video off by saying that I have been a Destiny fan since day one. I still remember the original Destiny trailer, quoting the Jungle Book, and I was hooked after that. I purchased Destiny 1 for my Xbox 360. I purchased it again for PS4, and I have been playing God knows how many hours into Destiny 2 PC since launch. I spent the majority of my time in Destiny 2 in the Crucible, playing with players from brand new skill level all the way to the upper echelon of the PC gaming spectrum. Uh, and I will also preface this video by saying that I have a huge amount of respect and appreciation for all of the hard work and time that Bungie has put into Destiny 2. Merging PvP with PvE is an overwhelming tightrope of a task. All things considered, you've built a great game and you have an incredible universe within Destiny. That being said, let's get down to business. I think the highest we've seen it rise was around the time that Forsaken came out as far as Crucible goes. The fixes to the weapon slots and time to kill were incredible for the game, and I think that was great. I'm not sure what happened between that and what we have now, but the game has gotten so ridiculous that most of the players I know who have hundreds and thousands of hours in this game have quit. And the only time they log in is anytime there's an update because they're curious about the changes, and then they complain and they stop playing. The ones who do stay have daily complaints about the broken mechanics in the game. I actually enjoyed Destiny 2's Year 1 PvP. Maybe one of the few that did, but I mean, yes, the time to kill was a little too high, right? Which created a teamfire meta. However, you had to rely on your gun skill, quick judgment, and reflexes to make it far in the game. PvP in Destiny today is just slightly toned down version of Mayhem. That's basically what it is. There are too many weapons and abilities that take away for the need of raw skill. I can kill a Guardian with my roaming super, run across the map, and kill him again when he respawns. It's a joke. And Bungie, if you think this community is going to stick around while you take your time fixing it, you are wrong. Speaking of, it isn't just the quotations broken exotic of the month, and the fact that you don't need much skill, just knowledge of the exploitable game mechanics to get ahead. It's the way that Bungie handles these broken game mechanics. Take Spectral Blades, for example. The current mechanic in the game that is the most broken. Instead of fixing the subclass-related exotic, Whence Invest, Bungie just decides to give it to everyone via Xur. Just like they did with Prometheus Lens when it was broken. Instead of fixing the problem, you put another bullet, disguised as a band-aid, on top of an already large bullet wound. I think after Forsaken, Bungie really ran away with the whole power fantasy theme and just keep making weapons and abilities that were stronger and stronger until we have the mess that we have now. We can't put all the blame on Bungie, though. I think the player base in some areas are also to blame. You make a single constructive criticism on any forum, Bungie, Reddit, whatever, and you immediately get attacked by the get good crowd who wish to keep the one item or mechanic in the game that they are good with by trashing anyone who wishes to see balance in the game. It's the loud minority that have plagued Reddit and Bungie forums to the point where players I know who have much more PvP experience and are probably more tactful in their criticism than I am don't even bother to contribute to the community anymore because of the overwhelming toxicity. Just to give you an example, I think two hand cannons really sum it up perfectly. Ace of Spades and The Last Word. They're great examples of right and wrong. Ace of Spades has literally everything going for it. Far too much range. You keep your radar, rip Mida, the ability to two-tap Guardians, and the stickiest aim I've ever seen. The gun practically does the killing for you in some ways. Then you take The Last Word. Perfect range for a hand cannon, high recoil that takes time to master, perks that aren't overwhelming. Sure, you could just close your eyes and fan the hammer hoping to get a kill, but the real fun is mastering the recoil and range to become the powerhouse that you can be with that weapon. Do you see the difference here? Bungie, regardless of what the loud voices on the forum say, there is a majority of Crucible players who want a skill gap. When we get a kill, we want it earned. We don't need things like one-hit melees, one-eyed masks, proximity perks on grenades, grenade launchers, roaming supers that last half a damn minute, or shotguns with stupidly unbalanced ranges, or any exotic or perk that extends the time of a roaming super. And anyone who tells you differently just doesn't want to give up the one item, super, or game mechanic that gets them easy kills. It's just selfishness is the only reason why they're complaining about their power fantasy. The game in this state has turned into a race to get supers first and a snowball the rest of the round, and it's just not fun. You want to know why myself and others like me still play this game? It's because beneath this blanket of hand-holding, power fantasy, aim assist, mayhem is unbelievably good gunplay and mechanics. The movement and gunplay in this game are some of the very best that any first-person shooter I've ever played. True Crucible fans play for that core. The casual players will never be satisfied because they refuse to master the core of the game. They just want more and more and more. More supers, more aim assists, more weapons, more abilities that make the game easier and easier. However, the true end game, and listen to me closely here, the true end game in Destiny is mastery of movement and gunplay. So Bungie, here's a great compromise. Give us a true competitive playlist. Give us a competitive mode that either has no supers or drastically lower the super regen rates, or maybe even one super per round max. Balance those things out. Make the gameplay changes that promote real skill. Then watch the statistics and see which game mode, which playlists get the most playtime. I guarantee you're going to see the most consistent playtime out of that playlist. And I know I'm missing a lot here, and I know this video is really rushed, but I really like to know what you guys think. If you could shout out in the comments section and just let me know what you think and what you think could help this game out. I love the core gameplay in this, and you know, this isn't something that I'm just saying by myself. I hear this every single day with every person I play with, pretty much, about these same complaints about the game mechanics over and over again. And the loud minority of people on the forums, just their voices just go louder than everyone else's, and it just gets a little annoying because yes, power fantasy is fun. Power fantasy and the PvE side is fun, but the true reward in this game is the mastery of skill, the mastery of getting better, working hard and grinding it. I remember when I first started playing Destiny 2 on PC, I was not very good at the game, and I was so frustrated, and I used to get so mad. I used to like, why am I dying all the time? Why am I dying all the time? And I was bound and determined to get better at the game. So I worked hard, I found better players to learn from, and I got pretty darn good at the game. Not by obtaining the exotic that I needed to make my super last for 25 seconds, or not by getting an ace of spades so that I can basically have scout rifle range on a hand cannon. No, it was by getting good at the game, actually getting good at the game. And I don't know, I want to hear what you guys think, okay? So shout out in the comment section. If you could, leave a like or a dislike depending on how you feel about the video. Hit that subscribe if you can and that notification bell, and I appreciate it, guys. Until next time.